and the one I'm dancing with immediately starts throwing it back like she ain't never thrown it back before. I'm like, okay, so this story takes place back in college, my junior year to be specific. So I was about 19. Yes, you heard me right, 19 as a junior. I was young, but I was smart, so don't ask me no questions. And we all know back in college that we have 5 grueling days where our mental capacity is being constantly tested. You know, with all the exams, all the assignments, all the, whatever. You get the point. But there are 2 days that we typically look forward to. I'm not gonna lie to you, we yearn for them. And that's Fridays and Saturdays. Because on those 2 specific dates, the student body typically partakes in nightlife activities. Ah yes, the nightlife. A time when one can unwind. A time when one can let loose. A time when one can mingle. Yes. These activities make up the student body nightlife experience. So this was a Friday night, and just like with any other Friday, we usually go to the club. By we, I mean me, my brother, and a couple of my friends. You know, we going to the club to get our Mac on. So fast forward, we're at the club, scoping out the area, trying to see what girls we're gonna step to. As you should, because if you don't have a game plan, you're just gonna be on the dance floor looking like a deer in headlights. So as I'm doing my reconnaissance, my brother taps me on my shoulder. He's like, hey bruh, I see these 2 joints over there at the corner, you know, let's go step to them. You take one, I take one, and we gonna do what it do. So I take a quick glance at the one I'm gonna be approaching, and I'm like, she alright, I guess. So we go over there and we start dancing with them, and the one I'm dancing with immediately starts throwing it back like she ain't never thrown it back before. I'm like, ooh, it kind of boosted my ego. I'm like, yo, I'm that nigga. So a couple songs go by and we're still dancing. At this point I'm tired, but she's still keeping the same pace. So I whisper in her ear and I'm like, hey, you trying to go upstairs and have a conversation? So she agrees, we go upstairs, we start talking, and this is when I turn my Mac game all the way on. So you know, she over there blushing and stuff. Long story short, I get her number, we go back to dancing. After a while the club closes, we go our separate ways. So the next day rolls around and I realize I have no idea how this girl looks, because honestly the club was kind of dark and I wasn't really paying attention to her facial features. All I knew is that she was feeling your boy. So I look her up on Instagram and I managed to find her profile. I scrolled through her pictures and honestly I wasn't really feeling what I was looking at. I guess I had an image of what she could potentially look like, but it just didn't match. So I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna text her, it's no point. So fast forward, I'm watching TV and I get a text. It was from her. So now I'm debating with myself and I'm asking myself, should I be an asshole and not respond to this message? Or should I be a nice guy and respond to the message? I think about it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It's really not that deep, honestly. So I decided I'd be a nice guy, so I responded. So we start texting and we start talking for like a couple of days. Mind you, our conversations are so one-sided because I have no interest in the chick, so I wasn't putting any effort in. I was kind of thinking she'd get the hint and just stop talking to me, but she didn't. Anyways, during one of our random ass conversations, she asked me a question that literally came out of nowhere. She asks, would you ever want to be in a relationship with me? I'm like, a relationship? I don't even know you like that. Why would I want to be in a relationship with you? I mean, we could always get to know each other and we could end up being in a relationship. Like, what's the problem? I want to be in a relationship with you. The scary thing about that question was we only knew each other for only 4 days and she was already asking me about a relationship. Mind you, our conversations are one-sided. I didn't give her no signs of me being remotely interested in her. So it was kind of weird, especially after 4 days. So I don't know where she got the courage to even ask me that question. So I respond to the message and I just changed the topic because I didn't want to dwell in that conversation, plus my soul wasn't right for that. You would think she'd get the message after me changing the topic and me telling her, why would I want to be in a relationship with you? I don't know you. You would think she'd get the message, but she didn't, because the days preceding that, she kept on asking me for a relationship, and I have to keep turning her down, telling her like, look, I don't know you like that, and I'm not interested in a relationship, but it just didn't seem to be registering with her, so I decided, you know what? I'm not just gonna talk to this chick anymore because, there's just no point. And just when I thought I was done with her, I get a call from my brother. Hello?
Hey, bro, what's up? What you doing?
Nothing. Chilling, watching TV. What's up?
Nah, cause bro, I need a favor from you because you remember the girl I was dancing with at the club, right?
Yeah, I remember. Why?
She's trying to pull up this weekend, man. But the thing is, she don't have a car. Now, the girl you were dancing with, she has a friend that has a car. Now, the only way my girl could come is if you ask your girl to come so she can ask her friend. And, she could drive both of them over here.
Hey, man, to be completely 100 with you, I ain't really trying to deal with the chick, so it's probably gonna be a no for me, my guy. So the conversation carries on, and he's just trying to convince me to be down with the idea of the girl coming over to spend the weekend with me. And after rejecting the idea a couple of times, I finally gave in. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll take one for the team, but you owe me one. So I had to go call her and ask her if she wanted to spend the weekend with me. I'd hoped she'd say no, but she said yes. Anyways, it's the weekend and she comes by. And to be honest, most of the weekend was spent in my room watching TV. I didn't want to do anything, and I could tell it kind of bothered her a little bit, but I didn't give a shit. I mean, we had conversations, but, it was mostly about how she wanted to be in a relationship with me, and I was kind of over it at that point. I remember this one night we were watching TV, and I was feeling a little bit tired, so I decided I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to take a little nap. So I turned my back to her, and I was about to take a nap, and all of a sudden I get a text message from her saying, "What am I doing here?" I read the message, I look at her real quick, we lock eyes, and I just put my phone down and I just went to sleep because I'm like, I'm not in the mood to argue or debate on whatever you're on because I said before I'm too delicate for all of that. I can't do it. I'm young. So the next day rolls around and it was time for her to leave. We really didn't say much to each other that day. Well, till she got on the road and she sent me a text. Whenever you're ready to be a man and grow a pair, text me and hit me up because obviously you're so childish that you cannot handle a woman like me. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of felt a little bit disrespected when she said I'm childish, but I just respond to the message by saying bet. I know that got under her skin, but anyways, I thought after that weekend that was gonna be the last time we even really interacted, but it was for the most part. But months after, we kind of crossed paths again, but that's gonna be a whole separate story that I'm gonna tell in the future.